Hello guys, welcome to my channel ProproductGuru, where I will be talking about all the product management stuff to help the people out there who wants to transition from any field to product management. In this video specifically, I will be talking and answering product design related questions. Please leave your comments and feedback in the below section, and let me know how do you like it so far. Thank you. Questions. How would I improve Yelp restaurant search? So I would like to clarify what is a product about, like Yelp restaurant search, so that we are on the same page. Basically, Yelp
Yep.
restaurant search is something like I can use on my mobile as well as web application. I go to Yelp.com or download the Yelp app. I
Mhm.
I search for any restaurant, like for example McDonald's or Chipotle, and
Mhm.
I will see the nearby restaurants, like nearby places for that particular. So either I can search on cuisines like Indian cuisine or Mexican cuisine, or I can search a specific restaurant. So those are some of the things I can see the reviews and ratings and comments, and people like it, dislike it, those kind of stuff. Is that what we are talking about?
Yes, yeah, we'll define the restaurant search specifically to mobile app and then just say, yeah, anything in the restaurant search process. So the problem you're experiencing is you don't know where you would like to go eat. That's that's the whole thing. So however specific or general you want to dive into the solution, that is just the general search issue.
Okay, got it. Cool. So the problem, as you mentioned, the problem is where would I go to eat? That is a basic problem. I'm still not don't have any idea, or the search is not that great. I'm still getting confused where I should go and eat. Right? That is a goal that we are solving. Okay, that sounds good. Cool. So I would like to talk about my structure first. So I will talk about my business goal. We'll talk about my product goal. We'll talk about some of the user segments. We'll talk about user journey, talk about some of the pain points, solutions, and metrics. Does that sound good?
That sounds great. Yeah.
So business goal, let's talk about it. So talking about the business goal in general, what is the goal of this particular uh, Yelp product? So I would think about Yelp is already a well-established platform. It's already mature. There's a lot of users, millions of daily active users on the platform. So I think the goal here is not activation and acquisition. We already acquired a lot of users, and the goal is also not. We are talking about the users who are searching for the restaurant, and the goal is also not monetization and revenue. So I think the goal
Mhm.
is for the users to spend their time, most amount of time on the Yelp. So engagement is a final goal. So that's what I'm thinking.
Sounds good.
Cool. What is the goal of the product? So, and how does it tie to the business goal? So, I would say the product goal is to help people find restaurants. Um, so, yeah, so this is the product goal. So, the search feature is helping people to find the restaurants for what they're looking for. And if they do that, then that will also increase our engagement as the goal of the company. So, that's what I can think of. Cool.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Let's talk about some of the users. Just give me a few seconds to think about it.
Yeah, take your time.
So yeah, I have three users. Number one, customers who are actually searching for a restaurant.
Mhm.
Businesses, businesses are actually restaurant owners. So people who, so when I'm searching for a restaurant, they those are the businesses that have to add their content, their restaurant images, search all the search capabilities. Those are the
Mhm.
businesses, and advertisers. So I think Yelp also works on the advertisement basis. So after you search for a restaurant, there's a list of restaurants as well as there's few ads which you can click, and Yelp gets some money. And and the advertisers get the money by completing their click-through rate or completing after I buy a particular product through the advertisers. So I think these are three user persona which I'm thinking. The reason why I picked up these users because these are mutually exclusive and have their different pain points. And I would like to focus on one because for my MVP minimal viable product, I would like to focus on one for my first release, and then for the later releases on my roadmap, I would like to focus on something else. So for my first release, my basic user is this is very important user, the end customer, because the search feature is basically who is interacting with the search feature on daily basis, actual customers who are interacting, right? So I
Yeah.
think customers make sense here. If we improve this feature, then we are improving the overall engagement. We are helping people. It's all inclined towards our goal. Later on, we can focus on businesses and advertisers. So I'm focusing on customer based upon our goal engagement as well as the frequency of usage. Frequency of usage is number of customers are a lot in Yelp. There's millions of
Mhm.
users, so there's a lot of users using the product. So I'm focusing on customers. Does that make sense?
Yep, makes sense.
Cool. Now let's talk about the user journey. Um, so if I'm the customer or I'm looking for a restaurant, what will I do? So specifically, we are targeting for mobile apps. So I download this app, Yelp. So I will say download. Then I want to I'm hungry, and then I want to search for I want to eat like for example Italian cuisine. So I will search Italian, and it will show me results. And then I have to go through the list of the restaurant based upon rating. There's a filter option. There's review. There's images that I can look for. Those are some of the criteria that I follow right now, and based upon that I select a restaurant, and then after I select a restaurant I do directions. It opens my Google map, or I can call them to book my reservation. Yeah, that's what I do right now. So yeah, I think that's the regular journey right now, and then after I finish or I eat over there, I review them so that people get more people get engaging and more people come to that restaurant to benefit that restaurant as a business also. That's what I do. Any
Yeah.
questions so far before I move forward?
Nope, following perfectly.
Cool. I think there's a lot of problems at every stage right now which we can improve in the search journey. So let's talk about some of those problems in the pain points. I think I will stop here. So there's a lot of problems I listed. So the current pain points and the problem for the consumers are the first thing when I get up in the morning, if I'm hungry, I do not know what should I eat. Whether I should eat an omelette or any heavy stuff. So I keep on looking for different cuisines. Let's check out Italian. What are some of the restaurants? What are some of the Indian restaurants? What are some of the American restaurants? So I do not know actually what I'm supposed to eat. Second is if I know something, if I want to eat Italian pizza food or pasta, then there's thousands of restaurants on Yelp. I can filter based upon rating and reviews and stuff. But still, I'm confused because sometimes two restaurants or 10 restaurants have similar ratings, like 4.8, 4.7. That is not helping me. I'm still confused which one to pick.
Right.
Description and ratings is misleading. Sometimes, if I even go to a restaurant which has 4.85 rating, I'm not satisfied with the kind of food they're giving me. And sometimes the behavior of the restaurant owners are not good. So that is again a misleading thing. There's no description and rating and images in some of the restaurants. And there's no restaurants for my cuisine. Sometimes that's possible because if I like Ethiopian or Peruvian, those are very specific and niche market. And if you go to Midwest or somewhere where people don't eat Peruvian, so I struggle with that.
Yeah.
There's no restaurant for my specific dish. So this way, so every cuisine has a millions of dishes, right? And in US, there's a diversity and a lot of countries people live here. It's very difficult to find specific dish. And then whether I will find a parking or not, I'm not sure. That information is not there. Calling them and booking is also a trouble. I have to call, wait, and then listen from them. Okay, and then wait, and they will tell me, okay, this is a time that you can come. Maybe that can be improved also. Those are some of the problems I can think of in the current user journey, or yeah, user journey. Any questions so far?
Nope, that's good.
Okay, talking about those problems, I would like to prioritize some of the important problems based upon. So let's talk about how I'm prioritizing them. So I'm prioritizing them based upon impact and frequency. So impact meaning if solving a particular pain point has a huge impact, medium or low impact on my user, and then the frequency is how often I'm experiencing that pain points on my daily life. If I'm experiencing them on daily basis, then it's a very high. Otherwise, it's low or medium. Based upon that, let's talk about. So I do not know what to eat. I think that is low impact and low frequency. I always know what to eat, and usually I look at my friends also. They are confused, but mostly we can figure it out. So I will delay that for the next release. There's thousands of restaurants. I'm confused which one to pick because sometimes the ratings are similar. I think I would say impact is high because I've seen that a lot, and frequency I would say medium to high as well. So description of the rating is misleading. I have experienced that. So I would say high in impact and high in frequency. There's no description, rating, and images. This will only happen if your restaurant is very new. And Yelp does a good job in making sure your restaurant has visibility, and you give some like points, or you give some gift cards initially to people to let them write the reviews and stuff. So I think in my experience I've not seen that, but that is possibility. So I want to solve that, but not for this release. So medium in impact, medium in frequency. There's no restaurant for my cuisine. Important. Cool. So I think that is important. Thinking from the diversity of the people living in US, and we are so actually I forgot to ask. So we are improving this for US market. That's what I'm thinking. And then we are planning to increase the scope globally because Yelp is a global company.
Yeah, we'll constrain it to the U.S. first.
Yeah, so thinking the US market, there's a lot of people living in the US and people like to eat different cuisines. So I would think that it is also high in impact and a high in frequency. There's no restaurant for a specific dish. I would say that is low, medium in impact and medium in frequency because how many times a person has to eat a specific dish? Not a lot. People keep on repeating whatever they're like eating every day. Sometimes they feel like they want to eat some specific dish, but that market can be. We can wait for that. Everybody, like most 90% or 80% of the people have cars, so that is always a problem. But that problem only happens in the city, not in the other side because city is very congested. But still, there's a lot of people living in the city, so I think that is also high in impact and high in frequency. Calling them and booking is a trouble. Um, so thinking from that perspective, I think that is also a very important problem because everyone experiences that. So calling on like if I'm going to a restaurant, I always call them and ask them whether you are available for this particular time. That can be improved also. So high in impact, high in frequency. So I think there's a lot of high in impact and high in frequency. But for this release, let's focus on. So there's four. Number three, number five, number seven, and number eight. So among that, let's focus on few of them because I think we don't have that much time. The description and the rating is misleading. There's no restaurant for my cuisine. I think there's no restaurant for my cuisine. I would like to focus on the late. So this is my P0 requirement. P0 is MVP. The description and rating is misleading. So number one pain point was the description and the rating was misleading, right? The rating and description is misleading. How we can solve that is through think about it. Amazon, some of the items are Amazon choice, Amazon trusted, similar to that. So we can have similar thing for Yelp. in which some of the listed items will be Yelp trusted. Yelp trusted, and the second was help restaurants to maintain the quality. So Yelp can help the restaurants to maintain the quality so that your description and ratings are updated or accurate. How Yelp can do it is through asking restaurants why the description and ratings are misleading compared to you. If we can help you in providing good infrastructure, good marketing, or good manpower, stuff like that, so Yelp can enter into that business. And then another pain point is there any parking, so parking problems, right? So Yelp, so think about it, Yelp can enter into that business where there will be Yelp employees helping people for parking, so they can take the car of people and they can park anywhere. So there will be an app where you book your restaurant, and then you it will tell you there will be a person waiting for you to take your car, and whenever you are done, call that person, the person will come and give your car to you. So it's like the same if you go to any big hotels or five-star hotels. Parking information can be provided. So there will be parking information, whether there's on-site parking, whether there's a curbside parking, whether you can park 1 mile away, something on those lines. That is not there right now. And third is it will have a information. Okay, you can park maybe 500 like 500 feet away from at this location, and there's a 15 minutes cab ride or public ride that comes from that spot to the restaurant, and we will provide that free of cost. So something on those lines. Third is calling them and booking is a trouble. So that takes a lot of time. I agree. So the solution, the virtual assistant to help in calling. So when you call that restaurant, the restaurant will help you, or there will be a virtual assistant similar to Google Duplex. So a virtual bot sitting on the other side will be helping you in the booking. So that will be much more faster and much more convenient. Second is chatbot feature where you are just chatting, hey, I just want to book this restaurant for this particular time, and the chatbot will take care of everything. So these are some of the solutions I am thinking. So as I mentioned, these are my MVP features. So I would like to focus on all of them, but as I have multiple solutions, so let's talk about which solution I will pick. So so I would like to prioritize them based upon reach, impact, and effort. So I think to quickly jump into my matrix, I think Yelp should not enter into the manpower business, because Yelp is a software company, is a technical company, and it's a innovative company. So we should help in providing restaurants a trusted standard. So Yelp will mark this restaurant as a trusted Yelp restaurant if the restaurant meets some of the standards. So I think we should go here. So high in reach, high in impact, and high in effort. Otherwise, the restaurant to maintain the quality where Yelp is helping in the manpower and infrastructure, that is very high in effort. So I think we should not be entering into there in that market. So parking problem. So I think Yelp will provide people. Second is the information will be provided. Third is restaurant will provide it. I think makes sense is the reach is high here and impact is high. Effort is, I think, medium, and this is what we should be providing for the first release, and then based upon the feedback we can go into Yelp providing the manpower, or also restaurant providing the public service. Second, third is calling feature, right? So I think virtual assistant that will help the restaurants, and the chatbot, I think those are similar, but I think the major impact is having a chatbot like texting and then letting the bot do the reservation automatically without the person calling in. So high in impact, high in reach, and high in effort. So these are some of the solutions I'm targeting. Do you have any question before I jump into matrix? Okay.
Nope.
Quickly jumping into matrix. So as our goal was engagement, so how we will then percentage of people booking the restaurant after looking at the parking information, and also percentage of people booking the restaurant after looking at the trusted standard. So these are some of the metrics I would like to measure. Yeah, so in order to conclude, I think the question was how I can improve the search feature for restaurant in Yelp. I picked up the goal was engagement. the most important customer segment was the actual consumers who are using it. I talked about the user journey and the pain points. I picked up three. One was the information is misleading. Second was parking is not there, and third is the calling feature is a trouble. I came up with several solutions, and finally I prioritized them based upon reach, impact, and effort. And these are some of the important metrics I would like to mention. Yeah, I will hear your feedback. What do you think?
Yeah, excellent, excellent job. I guess just like you, just because I've never had someone say that before, what is your self-evaluation first?
Yeah, I think good question. I never did a Yelp question. I'm preparing for Google, but it's a good experience to talk about other products so that you know the breadth of your knowledge. So I think, according to me, it was decent. I talked about according to me, the user segmentations was fine, mutually exclusive.
Mhm.
User journey. So I was actually stepping into, because I used to use Yelp before, so I was stepping some of the problems that I encountered in the past, and these are
Yeah,
the problems right now which I currently experience. So I think overall it was a decent answer. Maybe I could have done better job in the solutions. I was not able to think, but these are, I think these are fine for now. Yeah.
yeah. No, I agree with you. So here's my feedback. Let's see here. Um, so starting off with the things you did well, I thought you did a great job of talking about the structure up front, which obviously is very important. I agreed with your business goal. I thought you did a great job discussing the trade-offs between obviously activation, retention, monetization, and came up with engagement, which I think was really, really good. Great job with the user segmentation as well. I obviously agree that customers here are really the users that are going to have a scaled impact, like you said. So once the experience is improved for customers, it's also going to be improved for businesses, and then naturally it's also going to be improved for advertisers. So that was a good choice there. Um, I hadn't seen anybody I'd interviewed with do this as well, but I like how you did the P0 and the P1, talking about and you would implement certain features at a particular time. I think that was something that was unique and strong. Let's see here. Great job coming up with a lot of problems and solutions. I think that it really showed your ability to empathize with the user, which obviously is something that all interviewers are looking for. Something that I thought could be improved, and again, a lot of these improvements are just interviewers' preferences. Some prefer you go in one direction, and some prefer you go in a completely different direction. But one thing that I thought you could have done was either specify yourself or ask what particular percentage that we'd like engagement to be improved over a particular period of time.
Okay.
And there could be an interviewer who's okay leaving it broad at just engagement, or there could be an interviewer who really wants you to dive in and on the specific metric change. The other improvement, which you caught yourself towards the end, but was just talking about constraining the issue geographically. So I don't think it was that particular, it wasn't that big of an issue because you realized that it was an issue and caught it before the end of the problem.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah, that's my feedback. You did a really excellent job, and yeah, it was a great time. I hope you thought that feedback was valuable.